In 2018, then President Donald Trump proposed an idea of a military branch to protect America in space known as the Space Force. Some Americans thought that it would help improve America's security, while others thought that the president watched one too many episodes of Star Trek. Despite all of that, the Space Force was officially formed on December 20th, 2019. But even today, many Americans think that we should not even have a Space Force.
Whoa! Hold on a minute.
Let's just say this right now. America's gonna need a Space Force to protect itself and its future.
But before we get into this little argument, we need to know what the Space Force does.
Is it supposed to protect us from space aliens? Alright then.
Is it gonna defend the stars in the sky? Dang it.
What about conquering territory like, say, Mars? Oh, come on!
So, if the Space Force doesn't protect us from aliens, protect the stars, or conquer space territory, then what does it do?
This is just about how the military can better organize, train, and equip the space capabilities it needs to prevail in conflict here on Earth.
Alright, it's about putting all the military space programs into a single military service. But does that mean that the Space Force needs a branch of its own?
Well, space technology is becoming more and more advanced as time goes by, and it won't stop improving anytime soon. One space technology that is important to the military is satellites.
They help our military with strategizing the best call of action, navigating unfamiliar terrain, and communicating with each other.
If another country is successful at taking down one of the satellites, it will weaken the military significantly and put America in danger of an invasion.
That's why the Pentagon defined the Space Force's mission as, quote, to defend the massive U.S. satellite fleet.
There are countless other examples, but I use the launch of a communication satellite to underscore the important role that space plays in support of our national defense, especially in times where communication and information is critical.
Another mission the Space Force has, according to the Pentagon, is to develop a unified space warfighting theory. Why is that?
Let's look at The Next 100 Years by George Friedman to find out. According to this book, the infamous World War III will take place in outer space around 2050, and whoever has control over space during this war will win.
If any power were to knock the United States out, it would have to knock out our space-based assets. So today, any war with a peer power would begin with what's called the Space Pearl Harbor.
So that's what the Space Force's missions are as of now.
But that doesn't mean that those are the only missions that it'll ever have, right?
That's right. Sooner or later, the Space Force is going to need to help aid and protect Americans when they travel to space.
In recent years, America has been pushing heavily on developing new technology to travel into space and go to places that seemed impossible to go.
For example, NASA claims that they will send the first group of people to Mars as early as 2030. While NASA is not involved with the Space Force, they are going to need protection in outer space to make sure their crewmates arrive safely, even though they are millions of miles away from Earth.
By having a Space Force now, it can prepare itself so that when NASA launches people into space again, the Space Force can help protect them from other countries.
In order for America to be protected in space, Congress needs to... What is going on here? Hold on a minute. You didn't even give us the chance to say how we feel about the Space Force.
We have a few things that we don't like about the Space Force.
Should we let these guys talk?
Yeah, let's let them talk.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Let's see what you got.
Thank you very much. Well, first of all, in order for the Space Force to keep running, it's going to require a lot of money.
It's estimated to cost over $11 billion in the next 5 years.
And what for? To make useless space weapons and to increase wasteful government spending? The money's not going to be used to make useless weapons. It's going to be used to protect satellites.
Even then, I can think of a lot more useless projects than the Space Force. Well, even if money wasn't an issue, it would still violate the 1967 Outer Space Treaty.
And it says that states shall not place nuclear weapons or other weapons of mass destruction in orbit or on celestial bodies or station them in outer space in any other manner. Yeah, we got him this time. Who said anything about putting nukes in space?
You do not need a nuke in space to protect satellites.
Plus, America's not looking forward to starting a space war anytime soon.
So you have anything else you dislike about the Space Force, or are you just wasting our time? Yeah, about that, we have spoken. Well, that takes care of that problem. Now, where were we? Oh, yes.
In order to keep America safe in space, Congress needs to keep funding the Space Force.
The funding we're removing the Space Force now will result in future plans for space being put into question,
America becoming unable to protect satellites, and the potential to lose all of our freedoms we hold dearly to ourselves, all because of a space war.
Remember, it's not just about the future of the Space Force. The future of America is in your hands.